Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It is your Queen, Divine Mother, Goddess Yamaya, your intuitive guide. I am going to be doing a reading for you all. Today is September 8th, and I'm going to be doing your sun, moon, and rising signs, specifically for my Leo. I hope that you all have been blessed, been able to be prayered up, protective of your energy as well. Praying for the enemy who tries to come against you, making sure that Spirit keeps them away from you. Okay, so we have acceptance here. You have accepted the things that you're not able to be control over. It says, I am learning to accept the things that I cannot control. Yes, and change. And you are accepting of those things. You are deciding that it is only in your own best interest if you fall back from things that are causing you to be uprooted from your energy, as well as from, which is probably why I came in saying that. Hopefully you guys have been protecting your energy and praying for those that try to come up against you, specifically your enemy. And that is because there's some people who can get really upset and get really angry and try to control the way people view them, see them, and see them, of course, the way that they react to them, the way that they receive them. And once you learn how to let go of those emotions, letting go of people who will never see you or your light for what it is, never be able to accept it, then that is when you are able to actually be able to grow and enabling you to be the person you're supposed to be. Okay, and for Spirit to actually work with you and help you into your abundance as well. But when you're stuck in your head, you're upset by people because you're like, I don't know why people don't like me. I don't know why people don't see me for who I am. It's because they don't want to. They could very much so see it. And that could bother them a lot about who you are, because they could be totally different from you and not able to accept themselves, i.e. why they're not able to accept you. Self-esteem. Someone can have self-esteem issues. You can have high self-esteem and someone else can have self-esteem issues where they're not able to accept themselves for who they are, whereas you see yourself for who you are. You appreciate yourself for who you are. You hold yourself on a high pedestal, whereas someone else may hold themselves and hide from themselves, not able to face who they truly are. It says, I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. Yes, and because of that, which is what I was mentioning prior to just reading this card, I was saying that someone may be jealous basically of who you are as a person. Jealous of the fact that you hold yourself up on a high pedestal, whereas they don't. They have low self-esteem. They're not able to appreciate themselves for who they are. They're not able to look into the mirror and tell themselves that they're beautiful or see beauty when they look at themselves, but it's only because of how they judge others, how they try to manipulate people and their thoughts about their viewpoints on themselves, because they're projecting their energy in the way that they view themselves onto you, or trying to at least. And now that you're able to release that emotion and release that projectivity, as well as rejuvenate your energy and move forward into who you know you're supposed to be, which is a person of purpose, a person of high self-esteem, a person who holds yourself to a high regard. This person is stuck and left to look at themselves and face themselves for who they are, and they are going to start realizing and seeing that there's a lot of work that they need to start to do in order for them to get onto the journey of where you yourself is at this time and at this moment. You have a gift at having high self-esteem. You have a lot of confidence, and that can scare some people because they themselves aren't able to, accept themselves for who they are. They could wear, a lot of makeup, and I'm not saying anything about people who wear it, but I'm just saying I do recognize that people who wear a lot of makeup are trying to hide themselves underneath their true identity of who they are. And yeah, some people have dermatitis issues and things like that, but there are some people who actually authentically don't need it, who have a very beautiful face underneath it all, but they like to cover themselves up because they don't know how to face themselves. Despite what anyone tries to say about the reason why they wear makeup, it is all, in all actuality, because they're trying to cover up something. That is what makeup was made for. Yes, it was made to enhance beauty, but enhancements is only because of something that you're lacking. Judgment. It says, I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. So you understand that, and you, like I was just mentioning about passing judgment, you are someone who understands that you can't or don't hold the card to pass judgment on anyone. You're only able to see things for the way that you see that, or see things or see them. And someone could be very upset or triggered by the way that you view things. They could try to critique your thought process, critique the way that you approach things, critique the way that you handle things. And that is because you guys are two different people with two different challenges. You may have a challenge at not being able to see things from another person's viewpoint because you guys are coming from two different realities, whereas this person has a hard time seeing the way that you see it because they could feel like you're always passing judgment on them or their actions, when in all actuality you're just calling things out the way that you perceive them to be to your thought process. Denial. Someone could be in denial, or you could be in denial, but someone can be in denial. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. Yes, you are aware of your thought process. You are aware of the way that you view things. You are aware of your criticism towards people. And some people could view it as you being a sarcastic person, someone who think you're funny or whatever the case may be, to their judgment. But for you, it's not that. For you, you may feel like, I'm just calling it how I see it, based off of my belief system, and it's not up to anyone to be able to try to criticize your belief system, just like it's not up to you to try to criticize someone else's belief system as well. You both have experienced the things that you've experienced to get you to the places of where you are at this time. You could either choose to continue to be in this dynamic of whatever it is, business, friendship, relationship, familial dynamic, or whatever it may be, but it's all a choice for you to choose. No matter what you choose, make the best decision for yourself. Don't try to carve out a decision based off of someone else's uncomfortability. Friendship. This is a friendship. This is someone who actually view you as a friend, but they could have a hard time, accepting your friendship at times because, like I'm saying, they could feel like, you're very judgmental of them when it's only based off of their own insecurities that they have. It says, I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. This person doesn't understand that, or this person could have a hard time seeing that as that because they're too busy trying to cover up who they truly are. When you could see very clearly and vividly through who they are, and they could have a problem with that because they themselves aren't able to face themselves. They themselves don't realize who they are as a person, which is very saddening. Discipline. Someone needs to learn how to discipline themselves. It says, I accomplished what I set my mind to. Someone needs to learn how to find some type of common ground, being able to start implementing things that they set their minds to, as well as being able to say something and actually stick to it. Someone wants to change who they are, but they have a hard time going along. They'll say something, going along with it. They'll say something and they'll say, I'm going to change, or I'm going to do this different. And they may as well only say it in their head. They may not express it out loud, or they could. And when you are the one who are reminding them, like, you said you were going to do this, you said you're going to do that, they could look at you or like you're getting down on them, like you're parenting them, when all facts is that you view them as someone you care about. And very well enough, if you didn't care about them, you wouldn't say anything at all. You would just let them, do whatever they do, or lead themselves into whatever problems they have and continue to feel sorry for themselves. But this is someone that comes to you. This is someone who vents to you. This is someone who you're going to have to hear this from in the end. And so to prevent you from having to go through that, you'll remind them, and so that they could get ahead of things instead of getting left behind them on their own selves. This is someone who sets a lot of goals, but they don't complete barely any of them. And when they do complete one, they'll feel like they can, you know, conquer the entire world. And yes, it is good to complete goals and feel, you know, happy, but that is just the start. That is a part of a process in order for you to keep going. Just because you complete one goal doesn't mean that there isn't more to tackle and isn't more for you to work at in order for you to become a better person. There's always going to be things in life in order for you to try to get over and get past, in order for you to get to another level. There's always going to be new heights for you to reach. There's always going to be extra obstacles, and those obstacles are put there because now you have made yourself acceptable, as well as you've strengthened your legs, and you've weakened the last obstacle, and now you can get past that past obstacle with no problem. Now it is easy for you. So now you need something harder to challenge you in order for you to keep going. That is a part of our evolvement as human beings, something that we should continue to always be in a cycle for ourselves, to be a better person, to be at our highest peak of the growth of what God has created for us to be. And that is in our God-like and goddess-like energy. But that is all that I have for you at this time. Please be mindful. Please be protective of yourself and your energy, especially going into Mercury retrograde. There's going to be a lot of people from your past that will try to come back and will try to be in your life, or will try to make amends. Some of these people could be triggers for you. Some of these people you could have forgiven, but you have a hard time forgetting what they've done to you, especially the extent of the detriment of whatever it was that they did, how low they could have, hit below the belt to try to hurt you. So keep yourself grounded. Make sure that you're meditating. Make sure that you're being prayed up. Make sure that you are speaking positivity over your life and blocking out any negative energy, as well as any evil eyes that are being sent to you. Okay. But anyways, have yourselves a blessed, fulfilled, and prosperous day on purpose. And I'll be seeing you guys soon. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to my channel, as well as like this video if you like to support the channel. I love you all. Have a blessed day. Bye.